In this section, we're going to talk about how to correctly price your products for retail. All channels have different price points they're going to be looking for from the brands. Let's talk about keystoning. Keystoning is 50% margins for the dealer. Essentially what they're doing is they're doubling the cost that they purchase the product for from you and selling it to the end consumer. This is a typical practice in quite a few different channels. Outdoor, sporting goods, drug, those are all main channels that keystone products. What is MSRP? Manufacturer's Suggested Retail Price. This is the price that most consumers are aware of. These are the prices that are most commonly used and seen. The next is MAP pricing, minimum advertising price. Some retailers will list their product as an MSRP, the suggested retail. Others will want to discount it, say maybe 20%. As long as they're advertising it, that is their minimum advertised price for the product. Where is MAP used? Well, think about circulars. Think about anywhere online where a retailer is discounting your products. Is the lowest price that a brand will allow a retailer to sell their product for. Let's talk about MRP, minimum retail price. What is minimum retail price and how is that different from the other retail prices? The MRP is the total bottom number that a retailer could ever sell your product for. It's typically reserved for outlets like wholesale clubs, like Costco, Sam's, and BJ's. Let's discuss pricing per channel. What is required and what's expected? The bottom of the barrel, price-wise, is the wholesale clubs. These retailer outlets request between 12 and 14% margins. If you sell a product to a store for 88 cents, they'll sell it for $1. Very low margins. That's because wholesale clubs make the vast majority of their money off of the memberships. The next channel with the second lowest margin requirements is consumer electronics. You're talking mid to high 30s, low 40%. This is because there's high components and high marketing dollars that are required for this channel. Grocery is typically the third lowest. These consumable products are in high demand for end consumers. After this, you're getting into the channels that keystone your products. This is most typical. So you have drugstores, outdoor stores, sporting goods channels. Most stores that keystone are doubling the price that you sell the product to them for. Convenience stores and stores that are found in the mall typically have higher margin requirements. Think 75%. A store found in the mall, for example, needs to pay high rent. Therefore, they have to have higher margin requirements. A store like Costco has very low margin requirements simply because they have so many customers that walk through the store each and every day. A distributor typically takes 20 to 25% margins because they're going to be selling it to another retailer. The retailer now doesn't need 50% margins. They'll take 40% margins simply because they don't have to spend near as much time setting up a new vendor in their system. So let's discuss shipping. Who pays for shipping? Well, typically the rule of thumb is international distributors, their prices are so low that they're suggested to pick up the product from your warehouse, FOB origin. Domestic distributors, they have the next to lowest tiered pricing. They, however, are growing accustomed to wanting products delivered to their distribution or their cross docks. What is FOB? It's freight on board. It's where the transaction switches hands. So FOB origin is when they pick up products at your place. FOB destination is when products moved liability to their cross docks or to their distribution center. Always give distributors two price lists. One with prepaid shipping, shipping that you pay for, say 7%, and another one, the cost in which they'd be paying to pick it up from your location. So now you should know how to correctly price your products for retail. Think about your own margin requirements. Think about if you're hitting the numbers required in order to make a profit for yourself. If not, go back to the components, go back to your manufacturer. Cut where you need to make sure that you're making the correct margins on your end.